Hey, I'm Nils Smith, and in this vlog, we're talking about 5 reasons why I left WordPress and went to Squarespace. I've been building websites for many years, and I don't know HTML, and I'm not a big web guy when it comes to kind of back-end development, but the internet's very important in what I do, and it's been very important for years in the various initiatives I've been a part of. So I built my first website maybe 15 years ago using Microsoft Front Page, I think it was called, and there's a lot of, details that I needed to understand when it came to hosting and domains. And then about 10 years ago, I moved to WordPress, and it blew me away how simple it was to get a WordPress theme and get it set up and then manage it with this content management system and the back end of WordPress. It really simplified things of getting online. But then about 3 years ago, I feel like the internet went to the next level when it came to website development with Squarespace. And I have loved moving to Squarespace, and there are a number of reasons for that. And so I want to share in this vlog why it is I left WordPress and went to Squarespace. So the first reason that I left WordPress and went to Squarespace is simplicity. Now, as I shared, I'm not a web developer. I don't know back-end stuff. I get overloaded in hosting and domain connections and all of those aspects. And Squarespace kind of has this all-in-one platform where I was able to host it there, even register the domain there, and then the CMS just worked really well. It was a little easier to use than WordPress. And so to have an all-in-one platform, the simplicity of it and the simplicity of being able to manage the pages and the structure of the back end of Squarespace was just so good for me. And so to be able to host my own website in an easier manner without multiple domain hosting and website hosting and CMS background and connecting the two, the simplicity of Squarespace really helped me be on the internet easier through my website. The second thing that really helped me in switching to Squarespace is that there were no more broken plugins. Now, even within WordPress, then I would need to get plugins for maybe a video manager or a store plugin, and it felt like I had about a dozen different plugins that I had to set up and connect, and then they would break. They would get outdated or something would happen. I actually had a hacker, break into my website through a plugin one time. It just became a mess managing all the plugins within WordPress for me, who wasn't really good at that back-end stuff. So moving to Squarespace, where everything and the plugins were essentially Squarespace plugins that worked within Squarespace. They weren't external plugins, so nothing broke. It all worked easier for me, and so the simplicity of having no more plugins and everything built into Squarespace was ideal for me and my website. The third thing that helped me make the switch from WordPress to Squarespace were no more updates. I didn't have to keep updating my WordPress or my theme or my plugins. There were no more updates. Squarespace just automatically updates their backend system when they need to, and so the system is kind of built in updating itself. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about one of these plugins out there potentially breaking. It's all built into Squarespace, and Squarespace is doing that for me automatically. And so getting away from the complexity of all the moving parts and plugins and updates that needed to be made by switching to Squarespace, I no longer had to worry about those things. The fourth thing is scalability. Now, I don't have massive traffic, and I didn't have a huge problem with the hosting when I was on WordPress, but I did have some issues, and there were different times that my servers would go down, but I didn't know it was always the servers, and I didn't know if it was too much traffic or what was causing things to go down. With Squarespace, I've had no downtime. As far as I'm aware, over the last 3 years, I haven't had a minute that my website was down. And I know that I could drive a ton of traffic and thousands of eyeballs in the next minute, and Squarespace would be able to handle that kind of traffic. And so the scalability of the platform has been really beneficial for me personally, and then as well for many of the clients that I work with. That scalability opportunity within Squarespace is really valuable. All right, so the last thing, the fifth reason that I switched from WordPress to Squarespace is the support. So WordPress is basically an open source platform. You can get support for certain plugins or certain themes, but you can't necessarily get support for WordPress itself. Squarespace is just one support system, and so their engine and their support engine is just so good. And so as I had a question, I would get responses back very quickly, if not be able to find it easily through their back-end system of finding questions and troubleshooting various things in the platform. So getting support on Squarespace has been so much easier than on WordPress, and kind of figuring out what it is that's wrong with my site. If there ever is something that I want to try doing or integrate into my website, I'm able to find everything through their support system or talk to a person really easily. So that support system for me has been really helpful in making the switch from WordPress to Squarespace. Now, for those of you that think that I hate WordPress, that's not the case. Most of my clients are actually still on WordPress, and WordPress provides more customization, it provides more flexibility. It's just not for me. I need a simple, easy to use website, and honestly, I think 95% of the people that have a website, that's really all they need. So that's why I believe Squarespace is a great solution for most people. That doesn't mean WordPress is irrelevant. WordPress is a very powerful platform, and if you have the ability and you have the manpower to really customize and to really maintain the various functions and the various plugins, it's a great platform and you can do a ton with it, and I still highly recommend it for those that need a complex solution. Now, for me and for many of you, if you need simplicity, you want something that can really scale with you and have that all-in platform, I think Squarespace is a great option. Now, I don't get any kind of pushback from Squarespace, so if you go and sign up, you can maybe let them know that I referred you, but I'm not getting any affiliate from Squarespace. I just really enjoy the platform, and I think you might too if you give it a try. Thanks for watching this vlog. If it was helpful for you, leave a comment and let us know. If you prefer WordPress over Squarespace, or if you have had the same experience as me, comment, let us know what you think. What website hosting platform or what website management platform do you prefer to use for your website, and do you recommend to others?